Imagine having to get new friends every time you update your phone.
It'd be like walking a hoe stroll. You just pick them and choose them. There's a hoe. There's a hoe. That's a fiend.
I guess you gotta keep that pit pan strong, baby. Go get ready, cause here we
go.
This episode is filmed in front of a studio audience, and it's brought to you by Aguila's Hidaway.
The Lighthouse, keep up.
What up, y'all, and welcome back to the Dumb Podcast. I am Don Dario.
Yo, what up? And I'm Kev The Allstar.
Today on the Ha Ha Hack, we're going to be talking to other comics and our audience members. Kev The Allstar, what are we going to be talking about on the dumb topic?
We're going to be talking about our peeps becoming strangers and strangers becoming our peeps.
That's right. And as always, we ended with a little jiggity joke session. So kick back, chillax, and enjoy. The Dumb Podcast is proud to introduce this next comic. She is rapidly spreading her comedy all over the world and her legs. Folks, please help me give it up for Trish Smart. Hey! Okay, if you don't want that one, we redo it.
No, I loved it. I kind of hope you guys don't edit it because I think the best part is you being macho. I think you should keep that. Honestly, that would make it very. I would watch it. That was very.
Hell yeah! Nice.
Yeah.
Well, thank you.
I listened to a couple of your podcasts in preparation, and I did really like them. They're very well edited. But if you kept in the little side stuff. Or just clipped it.
What do we tell them?
Yeah.
What do we tell them? Thank you,
I really think this was a really heartwarming, fun experience. Whereas the other one was edited, it was professional, that's cool, but really sets you aside if you just show people yeah, we're really prepping for this. Right. I was I love this, and I called you guys cute. You guys were mad, but I was serious.
This is fucking real sweat.
I was no, this is
Yep.
I had a kind of a rough day, and being here, and you guys being it's fun.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
We got you a radiator.
Yeah, that's better. My whole rough day was
food.
around. I had a 4-hour drive, and it was just me stopping and waiting for the car to cool down and putting cool in it.
Where'd you come in from?
I drove from Joshua Tree yesterday.
Yep. Oh, right by 29 Palms in California?
Yes.
Yeah, hell yeah.
I did learn that it was I did not know it was California.
That's where I was stationed.
Well, thank you so much for being here, man, and thank you for saying yes. Actually, I was on a couple of shows with Trish it's a Horny Toad now, and before, what was it before? Some Desert Rose Steakhouse. There you go. But yeah, we were on some shows. We just had a show this past weekend. It was awesome. Or not this weekend, but the weekend before.
I thought Horny Toad was inside of Desert Rose.
Yeah. Yeah, it's just a whole.
Okay.
Whole
I was they changed their
altogether.
name from Desert Rose to Horny Toad.
Yeah.
Those are decisions.
Yep.
Those are ideas.
I think it was purchased, but yeah, those are very
Sounds like a Glendale idea, though.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know a lot about your city, but that tracks.
Yeah.
That kind of makes sense, though, actually.
Totally. So we start with a segment, and this segment we're about to start right now is called the Ha Ha Hack. This is where we share our experiences of doing comedy while we're all in the trenches together. Right. You're probably at a higher level than we are since she is all over the world now. She's international, baby.
You would think that, but I don't know. Okay, so the way that I started was I started in Vegas, and then things didn't go very well because it's open mics in Las Vegas. It's a terrible place. I mean, I love it now. It's very fun. All my friends are there. I love going. But then, real soul crushing. And then I don't know if you ever heard my joke on stage about going to Tokyo to kill yourself.
No.
Okay, well that really happened. Not I was it is exaggerated, but nah.
But
anyway, I got there and it was awesome.
Got to Tokyo or Vegas?
Tokyo.
Okay.
So, and then I did comedy there, and then I did comedy all over Southeast Asia.
Oh, no shit.
So I basically like ran around the world with 5 minutes, and then I went around the world again with 30 minutes, and then I'm going around the world again right now with an hour.
That's dope.
Nice, dude. Good
dope.
job. So
Hell yeah.
we're gonna
I
get a
don't know
lot
if-
of information.
I'm not going anywhere in life, just geographically.
School us out.
Everyone's like,
School
"You're doing
us
so much better than me." It's like, no, I'm doing the same shitty bar, just on the other side of the world.
Yeah, there's so many questions though, dude. Like, this time what we want to talk about is like talking to comics. So like obviously you're kind of networking, and obviously we're always talking to our audience members. But how did you get a show in Southeast Asia and then you're performing in English?
Just got a passport.
That's number one.
That's the first step.
Yeah,
Many people
step
in
one, get a
America
passport.
cannot do that.
Yeah.
Actually,
I don't
it's
have one actually.
Before the pandemic, I don't know what the statistic is now,
Exactly.
but it was less than 20% of Americans had a passport.
Yeah, I don't
That's
have
a,
one.
that's a major part of that.
I'm
It's like
American.
$200. You just go give them a picture, they mail it to you. It's amazing. It's a really
Little
easy process.
background check.
Yeah. I don't want to brag, but I had to get a new one because I had too many stamps
Oh, nice. You were stamp full
during
your
the
whole
pandemic.
book?
Yeah.
That's legit.
All
Yeah.
over the
I was
world,
in
baby.
I was in Thailand during the pandemic.
Okay.
And that was getting shows was wild because like usually to answer your first question, like how do you get shows out
Yeah.
there? I think now I don't remember exactly what I did at first, but I know like my system now is basically you just search the city on Facebook and then you filter for groups. You can also search like friends who live in, and like usually I have a bunch of them because I've been doing this for a long time, and then you just kind of like try to find people from like, and then I do go on Eventbrite or like other event websites and then find the comedy shows from there, see who's running them, hit them up. Because with the
Just-
comedy clubs, it's a lot easier. You just email them, they tell you no.
Right.
Easy shit.
Right.
But
Get
like,
that out of
What
the
you,
way
Yeah,
first.
what are you charging?
Yeah.
Stuff
yeah,
like that,
exactly. Yeah. And then with the bars, it's like you just kind of have to like get in there and like introduce yourself. So like for example, when I take this trip now, there's a couple places I know I'm gonna make a lot of money. I know they're gonna pay me well. I know I'm gonna sell a lot of merch. I know their shows are good. And then I try to hit like 2 other cities that I've never been to, just to like, cause they're not gonna give you a good spot. Like, yeah, I got vouchers and all that kind of stuff, videos and anything you could really want, but they don't care till they see you.
Yeah.
Right.
So, but during the pandemic was the hardest because there was no like, I wouldn't say there was no internet, but so I was in Thailand, and like for 2 months, they were like military. They're a military-run country, so they were like military lockdown. It was a very scary place.
Yeah.
That's a whole other story that doesn't have to do with comedy, so I won't go into it. But basically, when they lifted their bans, they were like, "We're COVID-free now," and I'm pretty sure they were lying, but.
Right. They needed money.
They were like, yeah, we're COVID free now. Like, no one's in or out. Like, we're doing this. And it was funny because each time that they had like a big holiday, they'd be like, oh, we had a spike. But it was really like they didn't want us to do like mass gatherings.
Right,
Anyway,
right.
so I got on Snapchat. They have like a heat map.
Yeah.
And I would like click it and be like, oh, there's like, foreigners there. To be honest, I was like, there's white people there. Like, hell yeah. Like, let's fucking get
That's
it.
where I'm gonna go.
Yeah, right? So I
Good
would.
credit scores there.
Yeah, I mean, like, not like, well, they're just not Asian,
Yeah.
and like, it's not like, And so I got on Snapchat. I would find these little towns that still had tourists in them, and then I would get on their Facebook groups and be like, who wants a comedy show? And everybody did because they don't have any money. So I would like strap a speaker and a like microphone stand to my little motorbike and like ride in that little town.
Jeez.
That's
It was
legit. That's
cute.
dedication.
So that's what I was gonna ask. You're
That was,
already
that was
you're,
my 2020.
That's legit.
you're already there, and then you fucking form the plan and just fucking go and do your
No,
your shit.
because that happened because of the pandemic.
Okay.
Like, I was only supposed to be in Thailand for a week, and I
Right,
stayed
you
for a
got
year and a
lockdown,
half.
Right, because you
Yeah.
can't travel.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, you-
Right. You
Maybe.
could probably left, but probably not back in America.
Yeah,
right?
but
Coming
like
from,
it was. I think
Tokyo?
the main decision was like I could spend all my money getting home, or I can afford like a house and a car, and like there's like a beach here, and, like
and it's nice,
This is
right?
nice,
Fuck,
yeah.
I'm stuck. It's nice. It's heaven.
right, and all the
was
clothes
a
you wear
great
here
place.
anyway.
You
are
just
made
need
there.
comedy, and you
Yeah.
found it.
it was wild.
What? I've
I
been to
did a
Korea,
lot
I'm
of
just
really
saying,
weird
it's real.
jobs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's nice and cheap.
You want me to expand on that? Okay.
They're like,
Give
some-
us the
what do you mean
weirdest-
weird
I was like,
jobs?
okay,
Weirdest, what were you-
weirdest job I had,
Besides comedy.
and
Dude, like
hopefully I'll still get let back into the country if I tell you guys this.
Handies.
But
Fuck, this
handies,
a little.
they're in Thai. It's called chakwao.
Wow.
Means
That's gonna
hand
be.
job. So some girl came up to me. She's like, "Chuck, wow." I was like, "What are you gonna wow? Like, what are you doing here?"
I ain't got the chuck.
Yeah, we got no chucks here, bro.
No chucks here.
No Bangkok.
I now forget the question. What were we talking about before we got
What are
into
your
it?
weird
Oh
jobs?
yeah, what was the weirdest
Oh, the
job you
weirdest
did
job
out
I
there?
had was
Yeah.
that I have a business degree and I wrote business plans for a lawyer there to get people to be tech companies so they could get into the country.
Damn.
But it was like hippies being like, I need to make my Reiki business, apply for this visa.
That's the tech.
And then they
right.
would call me because they were like, I have no idea what to do with this. And I was like, easy, we'll make it like a Google fitness thing where it like measures your heart rate compared to where your hands are. Like, this is perfect. They're like,
Yeah.
oh my God, that's going to work.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
See the creativity, man.
That was definitely my weirdest job there.
So you said you've been doing comedy a long time. How long? How long is?
Oh, I'm only coming up on like 7 years.
Okay.
Yeah.
And 7 years, and you already been around the world twice
3 times.
through comedy.
Damn.
Okay, so the first time was not through comedy, but I did a lot of comedy. So that was like the 5-minute one.
Yeah.
I called it the Amateur World Tour.
Yeah. When did that? What year was that? When was the first time you went out on tour or whatever?
Okay, so I started
2015.
comedy in 2015, at the end of 2015. And then I was in Vegas for 2016, and I went to Tokyo in January of 2017.
But you went there on a different reason and just ended up doing comedy there.
Yeah.
Right? Damn,
Yeah.
that's dope. Just hit up an open mic or what? Just a
Well,
fucking
yeah,
world
so
tour?
that is how I think I did it. I found open mics.
Damn, that's
I feel
No,
lazy.
actually,
man.
the one
God, I
in
feel
Tokyo
fucking
was
lazy.
because I found a friend. Like, Facebook used to have this thing called People Near Me.
Yeah.
I haven't been able to find it lately. I've been trying to use it. And
just
I
want some
found
people.
someone near me, and I called them, and the first thing he said was, he goes, if
Chuck
Face-
Wow.
Yeah. He was like, if Facebook didn't exist, I wouldn't remember your name. And I was like, yeah, that makes sense. Anyway, I'm in Tokyo. He was like, no shit. And so then we were like talking, and I was like, yeah, I like tried to do comedy for a while. He goes, dude, I know this mic. We can go there. And that's how that happened.
Fuck yeah.
Dang,
That's
that's
good
fucking
shit.
cool.
The homie hookup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then when I went to Thailand that year, I got a lot of jobs like doing like extra work,
Yeah.
you know, and like I got a lot of like random parts just for being a foreigner. And I was like, I'm famous. Like comedy's gonna work out.
Fuck
like
yeah.
I'm like doing this. Yeah, that's not. I mean, that's how it was there, but it's vastly different in the rest
When
of the
you're
world.
back here,
Yeah.
that's what we were just saying. It's like when we have our people around us, and it's like you expect it to be sold out and shit, and like get
Yeah.
let down.
It always
Sucks.
sells out when you least expect it.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Speaking of that, we do have a mic if you want to go to one tonight. It's all the way in Tempe though, so. All right, so yeah, we were talking about. You just talked about that. Gave us great information on how to like spread and talk to other comics. Like, what about talking to audience members? Like, maybe not like while you're doing your set, but like afterwards. You know, like is it weird? Is it? I
So
don't
like,
know,
I'm trying to sell merch always.
Oh yeah.
So what I do is like usually at least at like the shittier bar shows, I'm like usually headlining. They let me do
Like
like
the other
30,
one?
45. Sometimes I get to
Yeah.
do my hour. And I always try to like watch the show so I can find the person in the audience that organized a group.
Mm-hmm.
So like if someone's at a table and everyone's like, "Oh, what should we order? What's this?" Like, and they're all kind of going back to one girl or guy. I try to just get that person involved.
The leader.
Yeah, because if
every
I can
group has a
get
leader.
if I can get them involved,
Ah.
then their friends will buy all my merch for her.
That's fucking
Works every time.
Damn,
Yeah,
that's
swear.
fucking-
And if you're running the event, just wait for one person to buy like a lot of tickets, and then you already have their name.
What was like your first piece of merch? Did you start with a shirt, sticker, fucking flask?
Yeah, I just did shirts. It took me a while to get to merch because I have like imposter syndrome a lot. Like I could go like I've done some things that I didn't deserve earlier in my like career, and now I feel like I'm a little bit past or I'm like a little bit less than where I should be because I'm like never in one place, so no one's like, you know, like putting that up.
Right.
So I think I had imposter syndrome and didn't want to get merch for a while, but now that I know that that's how you make 90% of your money,
Yeah.
it's like amazing. But yeah, I have a lot of different merch. I actually make most of my money selling paintings at comedy shows now.
Okay.
I do a lot of acrylic self-portraits of me on the toilet.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah. So
Damn,
what I
now
do,
I want one.
well, yeah. So what I do,
Not like
I'm like
that.
completely sold out now. But what I do is I make the painting, right, and then I do prints.
Okay.
So I do prints for like $10, and I'm like, but you could have the original. And I'm telling people, I'm like, dude, I get a Netflix special. You can buy a house. Shit's crazy, like you never know. So like, if I only do a certain amount of prints because I tell people, I'm like, these are limited prints,
Right,
whatever.
of course.
And then, but I try to make it so that makes the painting worth more money.
Ooh.
But I've sold them for like, there was one that. Like, my abstract ones sell really well because I feel like, also the way I pitch it, I'm like, look, somebody's tripping in your bathroom. They don't see it right away, but then they start to notice it's a naked lady on a toilet, and they're like really good, but they're like abstract and can't tell what it is at first. And then I made one like super realistic one. Like, you could see the mole on my tit. Like, you could see the blood in my period pad. Like, I thought it was like an emotional, amazing. Like, it took me like 20 hours to make it.
Oh.
It was so detailed and so good, and I never fucking sold it.
What?
And I know, and no one wanted the
Wait,
prints
do
either.
you
And
still
I was like,
have it?
okay, huh?
You still have it?
No, so I put a bunch of like green painting on it and made her look like an alien, and then it sold the next day.
Damn.
So I was like, people don't like realistic bathroom portraits, but if you put a
Do you
little
ever-
spin on it, they're real into it.
Do you ever do any authentic ones while you're actually on the toilet?
I get asked that a lot, but like I feel like my butt would fall asleep. And like if I
legs
do
go numb, all that shit.
Yeah, and if you do a self-portrait, you have to like put a mirror out, and then you have to like draw where your face is on the mirror.
Right.
Because when you look away and look back, it's not where it was.
Okay.
Yeah. And like I do it faster. Like I'm really good at freehand. I actually drew someone like right in front of me last night. I'm really good at it. But I usually just trace a picture and then paint over it because the painting takes so long. And like trying to do that freehand would just be insane. And people just don't pay that much money.
Right.
There is this one comedy club in Chicago. It's called, oh my God, I really want to plug it here because I love them so much.
Self-portrait shits.
CG's. It's called CG's Comedy Club.
Nice.
And it's it's like 45 minutes outside of Chicago, but it's in a strip mall.
Yeah.
And when I played there, when I was selling paintings, people gave me double what I was asking for.
That's
What?
legit.
Yeah.
Do you
Everyone
charge
was like,
more to sign them?
no, I signed all of them.
Oh, okay, they're all
Yeah.
signed.
I signed all of them. Because I'm like, you can buy a house one day. What I'd like to do is, because okay, I know we're like going on a weird tangent about how I make money, but puddlerugs.com, not Puddle Rug. I fucking hate that guy. He keeps trying to sell it to me because I've dropped
Fuck
it.
Puddle
I dropped it on
'Cause you
his
dropped it
accident.
on-
On accident. But Puddle Rugs, plural, is I take pictures of puddles all over the world and I sell them on rugs. And I've sold one NFT of it. So I'd like to start making NFTs for the
Nice.
paintings because they're basically contracts that say if you sell this, I get half of it.
Yep,
Or you can
percentage, yeah.
you can make it whatever you want. So what I would like to do, because I always like sign up for gallery shows, but then by the time I get there, I've like sold out of everything. And I'm like, this was really bad. I should have had like 20. It's like hard to manage your time with art. So I would like to start making NFTs of them and then sell them for more money and then just like.
And then having a part of
Yeah.
it every time it sells or flips. Or
But I'm
whatever.
also like, that's like the imposter syndrome. I'm like, these aren't worth that much. Like, chill out. Like,
So are you a digital artist as well? Can you
yeah, I do
digital?
graphics.
Damn.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
Kind of
yeah.
got to right with
Yeah.
NFTs.
NFTs. No, NFTs can literally be anything. All it is a
anything.
digital contract.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh.
How does that? I
Okay,
mean,
thought
is
all
that the
the
same?
art pieces were digital.
Is that the same thing
Well,
as getting a
no, it
copyright
could
or
be
a
anything.
trademark?
No,
Like,
it's-
does it
No,
have to be
it's
a
like-
registered or something.
It can be literally anything. So you can
It's just a contract.
you can NFT your career and say you get 10% of everything I make forever, which might be worth like $100 now. But if somebody
Less than that.
well, I don't know what you're yeah, you get 4 drink tickets every time I do a show. You get 4
NFT
drink
right
tickets.
now.
Yes, very memorable drink tickets.
I'm
these
an
are.
NFT in my pants.
But
right
so
now.
you could NFT your career and say you get 10% of anything I get forever, and like whatever that's worth now, sure. But later on, if you're making millions of dollars, that thing just like flew up
Yeah.
in the air.
Not only
and
that,
then,
if you know how
but
to
you
hand
can,
that down to your kids.
yeah, and you can write a contract that says like I get this much every time it's sold. It's just a digital contract that relies on blockchain. It really has not that much to do with art, though it was made for it. It's just a way to launder money easier.
Yeah, I mean,
But it helps people
Right.
like me out. So
Jumping
Yeah.
on that quick.
that went on a tangent.
it did, but
That's
that
great.
look,
No,
I mean,
that's knowledge.
I mean, yeah,
You
well,
know,
we were trying to just get to one level. I was thinking, it's newcomer, new open micers, and just talking audience. She
Yeah.
gave us layers
Yeah.
of why it's important to even go out there, not just to introduce yourself to another comic, but the audience members. They're gonna eventually be the people that are supplying you with most of your money anyway. So it's like you gave us that was excellent. So thank you. That was
Yeah.
awesome.
Thank you.
Thank you very
Well,
much.
you definitely like introducing yourself to people is awesome. Like last 2 days ago, I went to a show in Chino, California. Do you guys know Dick Salas?
Yeah, a Marine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I kept calling him Dick Salad. He was like, "You're not the first one."
Yeah, he was. I was gonna get a show with him at JP's, but
Nice.
something was up with his son just recently. So.
Oh, I'm sorry
Yeah,
to hear that.
but
for him.
anyway.
But
we're good
yeah. So the point is that I never met him before.
Right.
I just like someone introduced me to him online.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Hey, I'll come do one of your shows." And he said next time I come back, he'll book me for the month.
That's
Nice.
what's up. What's up, Jarhead?
Yeah.
What up, Jarhead?
Who nah, bitch.
Chuck, wow.
Yeah, unfortunately, him and I haven't met either, but one day.
You like nailed the accent, dude.
Right?
Like,
I'm good at
elongated
that
the end
shit.
of it.
Hell
You
yeah.
grew up listening to
Wow.
Wu-Tang.
Yeah.
That's
It's that
right.
Wu-Tang.
It's that Wu-Tang shit, man. But, speaking of this guy that you guys both know, man, that kind of brings us to our dumb topic.
Cutest shit in the world.
Cutest shit ever.
Cutest.
Which is, I don't even know. We're talking about...
Losing our friends? What?
No, which is becoming strangers. Like are the people that we know becoming strangers, and then strangers becoming the people that we know.
Oh man, I
Right.
might be the perfect person for this topic.
Right.
Great. It's
Like-
called maturity and growing up.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just talking to my son about that today, and he's just like, "Oh, I want hang out with Nico," and he's in second grade. He just knew him from first grade, but he's like, "Oh, I just miss him and his face and all this stuff," and it's just like. I try to have that conversation with him, like, fucking, friends aren't gonna be around, but it's hard to explain that. So it's like, I don't know, it just kind of hit home, and like, but what I thought was cool is that if you are real with somebody, like a lot of comics are, because we just cut to the bullshit. You make like the best friends instantly, So just putting yourself out there is so worth it, man. Kev, what do you think about What do you think about becoming strangers? Like this guy that you were talking about, like, is he somebody that you knew from a long time ago? Did he become a stranger? Or like, is it like how Trish, you guys just barely met and then it became something?
No, so that's just the bond. I've never met Dick Salas. So
Oh,
that's the
He's
bond
just
of
a Marine.
comedy, and then found out each other are Marines. So he was at JP's, and I unfortunately missed him that night. And then there was a show, and JP was even like, "Hey, you should have been on the show. It was all veterans up there." And I was like, "Well," and the host was like, "Nah, he didn't come because that was just like 2 months ago." So,
Yeah.
But yeah, but that's, hey, matter of fact, I gotta
Yeah.
take it for a moment.
Yeah.
Hey, shout out, this show's coming out after the fact, but still, I'm gonna give props to the Marine Corps. Happy birthday,
Yeah.
and shout out, Happy Veterans Day to all y'all out there. Much love.
that's
respect.
right. Happy Veterans Day, man. Thank you for your service.
But yeah, strangers, dangers. You
Yes.
know.
Yeah.
Back in the day, I don't know, man. Back in the day, they said I'm an '80s baby, '79 to be exact.
Yeah.
But we didn't get in no car with no strangers. We didn't eat no strangers' candy. And then I started driving for Uber, and people started asking me for candy, and getting in my car, and I was a stranger.
I'm very
You know,
confused.
we're living in different times.
Right.
You know? People deliver their food, Uber
Wearing
Eats,
masks.
all strangers, right? And you treat them like the best friend. It's
Yeah.
fucking weird.
The internet's done that
It's
to us.
so backwards.
It
Yeah.
does. It
Right.
does.
It's
Yeah.
wild
It
times
has.
we're living in.
So-
But you're right, man.
Yeah.
Sometimes the strangers become our best friends, and best friends become strangers.
Strangers. Trish, why did you say you were gonna be great for this topic?
Because
What-
I've been living nomadically since 2017, so like 5 years now, and it's like extremely difficult to keep up with people.
Yeah.
Like I was raised to say that they were always like money buys freedom, and I
Yeah.
like kind of resented that.
Mhm.
So I was like, I'm gonna steal it, like I'm gonna steal freedom, like I'm just
Yeah.
gonna do whatever I want, like fuck money.
Yeah.
And what I didn't realize was like the people that I was stealing from were like people who like wanted to be around me.
Right.
You know, like you can't, if you're doing something across the world and you're like affording it just barely in your own way, like scraping by, you can't like run home for a funeral or like a wedding or something,
Right.
and like
Right.
you don't realize what you missed out of that.
Right.
So like there were a lot of people, like even recently I still have friends that are just like,
Yeah.
you should have been here in this way, and it was like I chose a different path. Like if you
Yeah.
can't.
You can't.
And like recently I went to one of my friend's birthdays in LA, and I didn't realize like it was gonna be like a week extravaganza. But I booked shows around it to pay for it.
Yeah?
And they were like, "Why are you leaving?" And I was like, "I gotta work, dude. Like, I understand like you took off this time out of your 9 to 5 to like be here for this long, but like this is I can't take off those days. I don't make that much money.
Yeah.
Damn.
This is how I make money.
Yeah,
It's
and
how
like,
I'm able
and
to be here.
Comedy seems so absurd to people, which is totally understandable. That it's like they don't get that like you have to do this.
Yeah.
I mean, especially
what
if
you're
you're
doing is so
doing that
silly.
full time.
Yeah.
You know, you're touring, traveling,
Yeah.
surviving, thriving, fucking comedian.
I don't know if it's thriving, but I'm surviving. Yeah.
But still, that's dope.
I mean,
you
each
know?
year, like I'm definitely a step above of where I was last year, but
Progress.
that's like the 6 inches of how my car has changed.
Yeah. You know where this topic came from? It came from just following somebody on, I think it was Elon Musk on Instagram. And
Probably Twitter, because he owns
but
it now.
I mean, yeah, but it's like investing in yourself was the main thing, the main focus, and that's what you're doing. Well, some people might think like, oh, well off means I'm in a house and fucking.
No,
with a
I'm not worried
job
about
and-
having to get gas to get out of here. That's my well off.
I mean, that's tough, but it's like, man, so many people would love to do that, and they just never do.
Yeah.
You know? So you have that. You have all the traveling. You have all the experiences. And to me, some people would think that's being rich.
Hell
know?
yeah.
Hell, yeah. I was
It's-
gonna say hell yeah.
Yeah, it's very lonely. Like, and it's funny because I see people sometimes and I get along with them really well, and I'm like, dude, if you ever want to do like a makeshift tour or like something weird, like come on sometime. And they're like, oh, you know, I have this life and blah blah blah. I was like, why do you think I'm asking you to do this forever? I was thinking like a week, like a couple days.
You know, a couple weeks because
Yeah.
you have to get back to your regular life.
I've
Because
had
this is
this
what I do
conversation
24/7.
so many times
That's
with people where
funny.
they're like, "Oh, I don't know, like I got this thing going on." I'm like, "What? Why do you think I'm like inviting you to live with me
That's funny.
forever?" Like,
Right.
I like to put a time limit on it because I know, like, I think like 10 days on the road is when people start to crack, and I thought because I had the van now, like it would extend it a couple days. It did not.
It does not.
It does
How
not.
many days is it now? Like, is it
Where would you call
like
home?
I don't have a home.
so
you're
you're
like
cracked?
Elon Musk.
You cracked.
Yeah, I cracked.
You cracked?
I cracked.
Fuck yeah.
Do you do a lot of couch surfing here and there? Like when you hit different spaces, you're like, hey, or
That
people
doesn't-
like, hey, come stay at my house.
Yeah, like
Get out
I.
of your van for a couple days. you
Yeah,
know?
I've been doing it a long time enough that I have like definitely have friends that I stay with.
That's
Does
what's
that
up.
help?
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
I would think.
Oh wait, would it help what?
Does it help like not being so cracked?
Oh, I don't crack.
Oh, I thought you said
People
you cracked
crack.
already.
No, no, no.
Oh,
I'm
okay.
saying
She
like
don't.
people that I bring
Oh.
with me. I'm like, yeah, it's about the 10-day mark. Like you're going down.
Oh, okay, not
I have
you.
systems. I have things that I do like to keep like. I do like a lot of hippie shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you're used to
Uh,
that too. It's your way of
Meditation.
Life.
Yeah.
and-
You know, it's
Yeah.
because I think like when people go on vacation, like if you make a trip for 2 weeks, that is the max. Like you said, start to crack like 10
That's
days.
too long.
2 weeks for that extra 4 days
Yeah.
will drive people insane.
They will lose it.
They will lose it. That
But
10
also
days
like
is a good
vacation,
cutoff.
like not having an agenda. You know, like
Right.
not something to do. Like you're just drunk. You're just drunk for 10 days.
Fuck
living
yeah.
free and wild. I mean, I'm assuming you're single, no kids. right?
Yeah, definitely.
See?
Yeah.
Fucking day.
I know. Someone was like, "What would you do if you had a kid?" I was like, "Get a bigger van." I don't know. I was like,
Have a mini me.
clearly
In a
not
minivan?
trying to do that.
Not
but,
even
like,
dogs, huh? Like you can have like a dog or anything.
I
on
thought
the
about
road?
it, but it
It's
just
too
wouldn't be
much.
fair to the dog.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Noted. Listen to what was
Yeah.
just said,
No,
people.
I would love to have it like a
Fuck.
little companion. I've thought about it. Someone's offered me a dog too, like a really cute one, and it was old, so it was only like a 2-year commitment. But I was like, the dog would just be miserable. Like, it would have no like. Dogs need like comfort and like a self-awareness and like a place to go back to and a
Yeah.
familiar smell. And like, I can't
Keep
offer any of
changing
that.
it on him. He's gonna freak. He'll crack.
Someone told me that if I got a puppy and like we
you
always
raise it
live
like
that
that,
way,
yeah,
then
if
it
you
would be
raise it like that.
chill. But I'm
Yeah.
like, oh, but then I gotta take it on a plane. Like taking a dog on a plane, I feel like it's kind of fucked up.
Yeah, it is.
Like
fucked
it's
up.
cool if you do it like once
He's
or
gonna
twice
freak
throughout its
out.
life because you have to. But like me,
All
just
the
like
time.
leisurely taking the dog on a fucking plane.
Just drug him.
Yeah,
Just drug
I
him.
just shouldn't have it.
No,
I can barely take care of myself. Like,
Get him drunk. Give him some edibles.
yeah,
See.
Give him.
and I do.
No, we do not want you contacting us, PETA.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I was
No
just kidding.
dogs
It
or
was jokes.
any animals were
Them's
harmed
just
during the
jokes.
filming of this dumb podcast.
That's right.
I do a lot of hot yoga because I drive so
Yes!
much. Yeah,
Ah.
that shit's amazing.
Fuck yeah.
Can you imagine me running in there like super late? Like, can you hold my dog? My dog's like next to the window watching me like doing the things.
They're
like, this
yelling
is-
at you like
Yeah.
Your dog's looking at you funny. This is how you do a downward dog. Like,
Yeah.
Come on, lady.
she's like, I don't think the dog knows how to do it. And I'm like, the dog invented.
The dog fucking invented it.
Yeah,
Doggy style.
Yeah.
Downward
yeah.
dog.
Downward dog.
There's
Doggy
froggy
style,
style.
something else.
I think with like meeting people too, I am unable to like relate to a lot of people.
Yeah.
So I feel I used to get made fun of a lot for like people would say like, why are you trying to outdo my story all the time? I was like, I'm not. I'm just trying to like this is how I relate to
How
it.
you relate,
And like
yeah.
someone had a roast for me once. And this guy was like, you could tell Trish like a really mundane story about going to the grocery store, and then she's like, I got sucked out by a ladyboy in Budapest, like it's like something just wild. So I think like I've kind of like stopped talking a little bit, just in general. Like when I meet people, I'm like a little bit more reserved than I was when I was younger, because I realized like some people are very off-putted by it, and also I've started lying. Yeah, people are like, where do you live? I'm like, here. They're like, how long? Like, just moved here. Where'd you move from? And I just like make it up.
Make it
Or,
up.
like, what do you do for work? Web design? You know, like
Yeah.
I'm just like,
and you
I
get
don't want
stuck
to
in
tell
that.
you.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah.
And then I'm like, and then like if I'm with someone who knows me and we're like talking to someone and they're asking me these questions and I'm trying to avoid it, and they're like, Trish does stand-up comedy. She lives on the road. Her life is fucking fine. And I was like, yeah, but I really don't want to have this conversation with someone who like just had a kid.
yeah.
You know, like
Right.
they were like, oh, that's nice. That's nice. Yeah, nice for you. That must be so. Well, you know, we just have responsibilities and life just started here. So.
Aw, you feel bad for them because they're fucked.
I don't feel bad for them. I think to each their own. Like I think everyone wants different things, and that's okay. But the shrill of that conversation of someone asking me these like really mundane questions, like they're envious and might have chosen the wrong thing. I'm like, I don't want to do that to you. Like sometimes I'm envious of people who's never left their hometown.
You're envious of that?
Yeah.
Really?
Because they're happy
I'm
and they
baffled by that.
Dude, I like
I'm
can't
baffled
get
too.
enough. Like I'm just like, wow, I've never been there. I have to go there, and they never feel that way.
They never
They're so
leave.
content.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're so
true.
content and
Like,
fulfilled
no,
in their
why
own
would I go
shit.
there? Why would
yeah.
I go? Yeah,
I've
'cause
only seen 2 miles of this earth, and I'm satisfied.
Seriously.
Like,
that drives me nuts.
Well, I think that's
They're
all.
like,
I'm like,
they're
I
like,
wish
oh,
I
I'd
could
love
think
to
like
travel.
that.
Well, where you been? Oh, Florida. Well, have you ever
Yeah.
been out of the country? I've been to Mexico. Okay. Let me rephrase the question. Have you left the continent?
Dude, I've said
Because that's how you open up.
I
You're a
like
whole
recently
different person.
talked to someone that like just. I guess I'm assuming he was on cocaine because you know how like when I've been there, you know, like,
Yeah.
you just like
Why?
this.
There's a certain
That's cute
What
that you want to talk, but I have
Yeah.
something I need to say for the next 2 hours, so you can shut the fuck up now. And this guy like asked me something, and I was like, oh yeah, I've traveled. He goes, where are you going? And I was like, man, I've never really like counted. He was like, oh, I had this trip to Florida. Just like
Fucking telling you,
just
Florida
on
and
and
Texas.
on
Florida
and
and
on.
Texas is
And
always
he's
the
like,
go-to.
he's saying it to me as if I should be baffled, and I realize I'm like at a place where my level of baffled or
Right.
fun is
Right.
like
It's-
through the goddamn roof.
Yeah.
Like someone's like, this was crazy. I was like, you want to see fucking crazy? I'm like, play the fucking knife game with your fingers in a back alley and fucking I don't know.
Oh,
You know, like, yeah.
That's
And
hilarious.
I feel like I've come to a place where I like meet people and I'm just like very reserved.
Nice.
And I don't think I used to be like that. And like when I did Dick Salas's show, I don't know why. I just like didn't really talk to anybody. And then I got on stage and I was like screaming and shit. Was wild. We were going crazy. We were yelling back and forth with people. It was like,
dope.
and he just looked at me and he was like, I never knew that type of energy was about to come out of you.
Oh, that's awesome.
And I think that that's where I've like landed with meeting new people now.
Yeah.
So any military background in your book?
No, I just fucked a lot of them.
Okay.
Yeah, I have a lot of
Still?
military
On
jokes.
USO tours or no?
No, I'm trying to get on the USO tours, but the shit I sent, it's so dark.
Hey.
I do a lot of
Yeah,
dark
I
military
would love
jokes.
to get
Yeah,
the
you've
USO
heard them.
tour, but-
Yeah.
Yeah, I do a lot of really dark military
Is that
jokes.
right?
Yeah, so when I submit them, they're like, nah, and I get it.
I
But
don't know
I-
if that's the true
Dude,
welfare we're looking
but I've
for.
met people that do it like I do it, but with the Marines and stuff.
Yeah.
And like one of my new like life goals, and I don't need to do it the next year or anything, but I would like to do comedy in a combat zone.
Oh, yes.
Just cause. Just be like, oh, I'm sorry. Thank you for my service.
Hey, troop welfare.
I know why you want to
True
go.
welfare.
You're
Yeah.
just like,
I know
But no,
us.
anytime I do a lot of shows in North Carolina. I like love it there. I like
Okay.
really think it's one of the greatest places in the world, and it's like such a shithole, but it's my favorite
Your
shithole.
shit.
I'm from Baltimore, Maryland. I'm not from North Carolina.
Ah.
Oh,
Yeah, and there's a lot of military people there, and they
Yeah.
like love this shit.
Yeah.
They are like obsessed with it, dude. They buy paintings. They don't give a fuck. They're just like, we'll give you
Nice.
anything you want, dude. I love what you said.
Fuck yeah. In the spirit of Veterans Day, you want to say one? Dark one.
Oh, I
Wait,
can't give them
wait.
up.
No? All right.
Oh,
all
I
right,
was gonna
all
say,
right.
wait, save it for after the.
No, I gotta
But,
keep them for
okay.
the stage.
Fair
Yeah.
enough, Steve.
If I
got
thought if I thought I had used them enough and I was done with it, I
Right.
would be cool with it. But
Yeah.
these are like at a place where they're gonna get better.
Yeah.
Like they're
Great.
good, but they're like almost there.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like I need a couple more people to yell some strange stuff out for
Yeah.
me to really figure out where it's going.
Gotcha.
I got, so if we do go to this mic, I have somebody to introduce you to who's also from Baltimore.
Oh,
And
really?
they all say it like that. Yeah, Baltimore.
Baltimore.
Yeah, if he
I
says
say
it with a T, he's not
Baltimore.
from there.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Baltimore. What?
Baltimore.
Baltimore.
Like Voldemort. I don't know.
I said all black.
This is our ASMR section of the podcast. We all try to say Baltimore differently.
Baltimore. Dude.
Baltimore.
All right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's time for the Jiggity Joke Session.
Oh, yeah, ladies and gentlemen. Jiggity joke session. We got 3 comics in the house. Count on 1, 2, 3. And we're going to get started. Trish, since you are our special guest, you get to go first.
Okay, they gave me a pen during intermission, so I might not be able to read. So I'll do S1, yeah?
Yes.
Okay. I have a question. Is parkour for little people called under parkour? Did you make that one specifically for me?
Nah.
That was fucked up. I can't believe you brought me all the way over here just to call me short.
No.
You could
I
do
didn't
better,
write it for
man.
you.
She used
I
to
never
drive a
think
Prius.
we never think that way. We never think that
Small
way.
cars.
Good one, good one. You are up, Kev The
This guy, the person
Allstar.com.
that cannot read. Hey, speaking of, Florida says don't say gay, while they literally genetically modified mosquitoes to be lesbians.
Oh,
I don't know how
nice.
I would have said it, but it was good.
Nice.
Suck the blood right out ya.
I thought that was a well-formulated joke. I don't know who wrote it, but she sounds awesome.
That was a great joke.
shit.
Great joke. All right, my turn.
They really are doing that. Like,
They
that's
are.
real.
I know. It
They
is
literally
true.
banned gay from schools, and they are genetically modifying mosquitoes to be lesbians.
Yeah.
So that they don't make more mosquitoes.
Yeah.
So you're gonna get a genetically modified swamp mosquito.
Yeah. I
They're
think they
cutting
started
down all
doing
the
that.
trees, all the female trees.
They started doing
They
that with that.
did.
That's fucking wild.
All the female trees.
Yeah, they're trying to
Yeah,
cut 'em
they
all
did
down.
that, yeah.
They're marking them and trying to cut them all down.
Damn, it's like Handmaid's Tale, but for like other
The
stuff.
ecosystem.
Fuck
It's
'em.
the Handmaid's Tale, but for the ecosystem.
For the ecosystem, yeah, fucking that up. All right, my turn. All right, here goes. Number 1. There should be a dating show that has the theme of who can take care of her during her mental breakdown. Totally it's a good mental
but, like,
breakdown one.
Tell me. Okay, but let's be like real for a second.
You want me to do it again?
Well,
so we can do
no.
that too.
Let's be
Oh.
let's be real about this concept.
Breaking it down.
Yeah,
Yes.
this is a good idea.
What?
That we have a dating show. Like, imagine like
Oh, hell
if the
yes.
Flavor Flav show was with like a woman version of Flavor Flav.
Fuck.
And then like every time she had a breakdown, they all had to try to like console her, but like always the guy with tequila won. You know what I mean? Like,
So like real life.
Every time.
yeah.
Every time
I think I think this is more realistic than most dating shows, and I
Yes.
think that it has a lot of potential. And if anyone uses it, this is now a recording of
Yeah,
when
we
this idea was invented, and you stole it.
trademarked
Right.
or
Well, and
whatever.
every time she'd say,
Copyrighted.
you know what time it is, people would get the fuck out.
Yeah, they would.
Oh, fuck.
I can't do it. Some guys would just like quit. They would just forfeit.
Done.
They'd be like, it's not fucking worth it. Like, fuck this bitch.
A whole week of this shit?
That's hilarious.
Hell yeah. She would get the most like qualified candidate. Oh, I forgot. Yeah. Bet you didn't know we are currently living in the past and the future as cartoons. Yeah, I know it's true though. Non-vaxxers are the Flintstones, Jabbers, and the Jetsons. And you, metaverse living freaks, are the Simpsons.
Nice. Metaverse.
That one is meta as fuck.
Metaverse.
I hate that they call it the
Simpsons,
metaverse,
the
though.
metaverse.
It's
They
the
fucked it up.
virtual verse, man.
Right.
It's not meta. What are we,
Right.
dead in there? You guys trying to tell us something? This is us going actual life. Oh
Thank
my
you.
god, I'm actually kind of scared now.
The Simpsons.
Yes. Dude, when you start talking, like last
Simpsons.
episode, I started saying it's like something. I was like, oh shit, somebody's gonna kill me now.
Somebody's gonna
Like,
have to
oh
get you,
shit.
man.
I think I was
explained
talking about cereal. Like the
Yeah.
cereal company is gonna fucking off me.
I
Up.
explained someone about how the Simpsons was predicting the future,
Yeah.
and they didn't know, so I had to go over all the examples online, and then I started to get all freaked out again. They were like, "This isn't real." I was like, "This is real."
Dude, you travel there. They can't.
Yeah.
They can't get you.
Well,
You're
they
good.
can't. Once you go down the rabbit hole, it's hard to come back
Yeah.
out.
You
That's
never come
true.
back out.
Never.
Ever.
That's
Ever.
true.
It's
Fill it
dark
with
in
water,
there,
try
too.
to float, then drown.
No fucking carrots.
It is. All right, Kev, you are up. Kev the Allstar.
Why you give me the
.com,
All
baby.
right, without comedy, I'm just someone who talks too much. Damn. That's not even the punchline, fuckers.
That's my joke.
And pauses after the good parts. These motherfuckers.
Yeah.
Thank you.
God damn.
Should I have kept that one?
Yeah.
Nah, because only comics think it's funny.
I love it. That's so good.
Yeah, no, I
Read too much to that one.
I wrote that one during the pandemic.
Yeah.
I was like, I have a serious problem.
You
Like,
should
I'm
do
just
that.
someone who
I'll do
talks-
that one
right.
now.
It's
Keep
just
going.
without comedy, I'm just someone that talks too much. Fucking,
That was hilarious.
goddamn,
enough.
clearly was the punch. I think everyone in the
I
room.
shouldn't have broken
Everyone
it
in the
up. I
room.
should have kept it all as one. But
Yeah,
I was
no
like,
worries, no
fuck,
worries.
yeah, let's go.
I mean, now I know.
So
Yeah.
that wasn't even the punch, fuckers.
I know. It's so good.
Hey, it
my
worked.
no, my turn.
Yeah.
Okay. My lady said she wanted to cook in peace and quiet. So I took the fire alarm out. Ah, yes.
Hey.
That was good. That was good. That was good. Trish, you are up, ma'am.
Nurses are not allowed to have long hair in a messy bun anymore, which is stupid because they already deal with so much crap. If they can't wear fucked up hair, then they can't clean your dirty underwear. Hashtag messy buns.
Yeah, that was perfect. Perfect.
All right.
Kev
And there
the
was
Allstar.
one.
I'm so excited.
Let's go for it.
I hope you can
A
read
lot
it.
has built up to this. We're
That's
gonna take
right.
this in one take.
I'm
Now
so
you're
excited.
now he's got to read
I'm so
handwriting.
excited. Yeah.
We're-
I tried
what's his
very hard to
back?
write it. I tried so hard to write it clear.
This is why I can't host open mics. can't read people's fucking names on their damn list. Like, what the fuck?
Slavinger. It's Salvador.
Next comic, come to the stage. Yeah, you. Get up here. All right.
I'm
let's
always like, green shirt, let's fucking get
Get
it.
it. This guy.
go. Give it up for them again.
He'll introduce himself. No worries.
I wish I would have tested the water pressure before trying to clean my Diva cup in it. Now I'm washing blood off of the wall in a Taco Bell.
Oh yeah.
You are
Oh,
welcome.
It's that fire sauce, baby. Gross.
What time was dinner again?
Oh, yeah. Good thing you already ate, huh? My turn. Yeah. All right. I was heading out for a guys' night and told my lady that I was going to be home by 10. She said, "Whether you're home or not, I'm having sex at 9."
I wrote that one.
That's good.
No, I'm just kidding. I did it. I thought it would be obvious that I didn't write it because it was like I told my lady, and I was like, I guess it's not obvious, but
I was gonna give it to you too. I was like, she would totally do good at that. Well, Trish, thank you so much for being here. Thank you for adding to the funny. We have a little game that we like to do, that where you guess who wrote the jokes that you read.
oh,
So
I was like,
start-
I like how you were like, we have a game that we do. I was like, another one? Yes, this is the only game.
This is a
Sure.
game
Damn.
show. Yeah. Wait till we
Okay.
add the news to
We
it.
got 3 judges
Wait,
right over
between
there.
the ones that I have,
Yeah.
Yeah. So with number 1, who do you think wrote you could just say the topic or the punchline, or you don't have to read the
just
whole
who
thing
wrote
over. Just who
joke
wrote
1,
it,
2,
Kev
and
the
3.
Allstar or Don Diggity Dario?
okay, I think S1 is Don Diggity Darvian. And then
Yeah.
I
yeah.
think S2 and S3 are both you because they're very wordy.
Because they're very wordy.
Wordy,
Which
yeah.
one's the S2? What's the?
Bet you didn't know we were currently living in the past.
That's Kev The
Damn.
Allstar.
I imagine you as like a quick punch guy, and I imagine you as like a detailed oriented story.
So I was wearing these underwear.
Yeah.
Both.
I do have a
And then the
Balls.
nurses one, that's not you?
That's me.
Okay.
That's him.
Yeah. Ding ding ding
Well,
ding
2 out of 3
ding.
ain't bad.
2 out of
Not
3.
bad.
That's pretty good.
Thank
not
you.
bad.
Pretty
Especially
good.
since we don't know each other at all.
We've only
Yeah,
had
that's
one
right.
guest get
Yeah.
all
I mean, we've
three
just been
wrong.
on shows, but she's amazing.
Then
So.
he's sitting. I was looking right at you.
Trish, thank you so much for being here. Thank
Thanks
you
for
for
having
adding
me.
to the Funny Man.
Yeah.
Are there any shows or social media handles or
Right.
websites or stuff that you just want to promote? put
Yeah,
out there?
if you go to trishsmart.com, you will find everything you were looking for.
Boom.
Yeah.
There you go.
Artwork
Awesome.
from a toilet.
Yeah.
And you're
There's
gonna be
a lot
here.
of that in there. Huh?
You're gonna be here for a week.
Yeah, but I have like some guest spots at. Let's see. I have to like look it up myself. Let's look on my Instagram.
Yeah,
There you
do
go.
it.
Every day I like pull up this weird poster I made and I'm like, where are we going?
That's cool.
On the 8th, I'm doing the Mezza Drummer Bar at 8.
Nice.
And on the 9th, I'm doing Stir Crazy Comedy Club.
That's Mesa
Yeah.
for the local people. We know this.
Yeah, Mesa.
Yeah. It's Mesa actually in
And then-
Spanish.
It is Mesa. But
And then the 25th and 26th, I'm at the JP Comedy Club with
you go.
Rob Maybe, who is like one of my
Rob.
favorite
Yeah.
people in the
Big
world.
Hell yeah, big
dog.
Yeah.
Get
dog.
up.
Love
Yeah.
Rob.
Tell him to
yeah.
respond.
Can I tell you a fun story about Rob?
Go
Tell him to
ahead.
get
He
on
was
the
out
podcast.
last night.
I will.
He was out
Okay.
last night.
The
We'll
fun
get him
story
on.
about Rob is that I didn't
him.
know him, and I was referred to him by Jesse Ever.
Okay.
Yeah.
He's a great guy.
Right.
Yeah.
And I was doing a car wash in Cottonwood, Arizona, and I was like, I need someone to open up for me, and they hit me up with Rob, and I was like, Rob, I can only give you this much money, and I know it's 2 hours away, and it's gonna be some weird hippie crowd,
Yeah.
and like it's pretty weird what we're doing here. And he was like, yeah, totally.
I'm in.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Let's
Rob
go.
He
shit.
came up, he fucking crushed it. Like it was awesome.
That's
like
Rob shit.
he's such a great dude. I
Yeah.
like have
Let's
so much
go.
respect for someone who goes 2 hours for a stranger
Yeah.
that hit him up the day before and
Yeah.
was like, or maybe it was like a week before.
Yeah.
But still.
But
Come
still,
on, Rob. I know
still.
you, man. Come on the podcast, and we're like 30 minutes away, motherfucker. It's just a Lighthouse. Ain't nobody gonna shoot you here, not anymore. They cleaned it up.
They cleaned it up.
Yeah, put in a good word because I asked them. I was like, fucker,
Hell yeah.
come on here, Tom, get your ass on here. I know we both got big beards, but they'll be able to tell the difference. Trish, thank you so much for being here
thank you.
again. Kev, do
stuff.
you have anything else that you want to promote? Oh, we
Actually,
got the
yes, I do.
we got the movie.
Got the movie, man. So I got it'll be my first featured character role. So I'm playing Robert
Yeah.
Stein. Anyway, so that's dope. It's a movie directed by Danielle Dominique, and it's called Controlled. It's coming out on platforms on the 18th of November. So
Hell yeah.
tune
dude.
in. Other
yeah.
than that, you can check me out at kevtheallstar.com.
That's right. We've been teasing it. Yeah.
We have
Give it up. We've been teasing it in the credits the whole time, so now it is time. Go out there and watch it. It's going to be awesome. KevTheAllstar.com. For me, yeah, just check DonDarioComedy.com. Trying to set up some new shows and trying to go on the road. But for now, just focusing on this YouTube channel.
Hell
So
yeah.
you'll see that shit coming out. If we have other stuff coming out, please subscribe. Trying to make this thing make some money to pay some bigger comics and then pay this guy over here because he's awesome. I don't want him to leave. And just to do new stuff, man. So like, subscribe, tell your friends. Remember, stay safe and have fun in life, folks.
Remember to live and cut that shit out.
Yeah.
I fucked up my own shit.
Take two.
Hey, live to laugh and laugh to live, because without laughter, what's the point?
True.
Peace, y'all.
Peace. Dun, 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 dun,
I hope you
dun, dun,
get
dun.
that. Get that in there. That is a wrap. Good shit.
Good shit.
That's fine. was good.
It was good.
good.
Keep it.
This episode is brought to you by Aguila's Hidaway Lighthouse. It is an American pub and grub where the drinks are offered in a low-key hangout environment with sports on all the TVs, pool tables, karaoke, and comedy performances. Y'all got to check this place out, man.
Yeah.
Aguila's Hidaway Lighthouse. It is on the corner of El Mirage and Indian School Road in Avondale, Arizona.